Hello everybody! Before we get started with the video, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be discussing some health topics in it. Mostly I'm going to be relating my own experiences with my own medical conditions in hopes that people can learn more about these conditions and maybe pick up some new ideas for dealing with them. However, I am not a doctor. I have no medical training whatsoever. So before you try any of this stuff, please ask your doctor. It may or may not even be applicable to you. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that not every body reacts the same. So what works for one person's body may not even work for another person's body, and vice versa. But most of all, when making any decision, but especially healthcare decisions, do your research and use common sense. Okay, now on with the video. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about sores that you can get in and around your nostrils. I do want to say first that if you have any kind of sore in and around your nostril, that you need to see the doctor so they can determine the cause and the best course of treatment. However, I'm going to talk today about what causes mine and how I treat them so that you can see that there is treatment for it if you have something similar. Mine is caused by vasomotor rhinitis, which means that my nose constantly secretes a clear fluid. So when this fluid drips down my nose, it collects at the end of my nose, and the moist environment that creates is a great place for germs to live. And it's also irritating to the tissues because they're not meant to be so wet all the time. On top of that, I'm always blotting and blowing and wiping, and that's also an irritant to those delicate tissues as well, because that's not supposed to be happening either. So I end up getting my nasal sores either right inside my nostril on the outside edges, or right at the tips of my nostrils up in this corner. And I was told by my doctor, and this is pretty horrifying, that if they go untreated, he has seen them grow so large that they were halfway across a person's face. So I do want to just put that out there. Don't leave them untreated, because that's really scary, and they don't heal fast or easily. I can't imagine what it would take to fix that. I was initially told not to use Neosporin ointment because a large percentage of the human population are actually have a mild allergy to Neosporin, and that's not going to be helpful if you're trying to get your skin to heal, if you're also causing an allergic reaction. The first thing that your doctor might try with you is polybactracin ointment, and that's available over the counter. That may or may not work for you depending on how your body is and how good you are at healing. If that doesn't work, they can write a prescription for Bactroban ointment, which is this stuff. This is the generic. It's called Mupirocin. And that is what I typically use because I have a compromised immune system and I need the strong stuff. And I don't heal well either. I have bad collagen. When I apply my ointment, I do it right before bed because if I don't, my nose is going to continue to release secretions, and I'm going to keep blotting and blowing and wiping, and I'm just going to end up rubbing the ointment right back off again. So I literally do it right before I lay down. I find that once I've laid down, that gravity keeps it from coming out my nose. So I tend to not need to wipe or blow or blot. When I'm applying, my doctor told me to do it this way, and I agree, that you apply the ointment onto a Q-tip, and then you use the Q-tip to apply it to your nose. And this is really smart because it keeps you from cross-contaminating things, so your dirty finger isn't going in your nose, your dirty finger isn't touching the ointment, And the other part of this is if you're applying to more than one location, you need to flip the Q-tip over or get a new Q-tip for each time that you dip into the ointment. You don't go into your nose and then go back into the ointment. In general, for me, I have to be pretty compliant with this for several days or weeks in order for mine to heal. I typically don't do it every day if I don't have a sore. So once it's healed, I'll do it for a couple more days to make sure it's fully healed, and then I won't do it for a while. I am uncertain what the best course of action is, whether you should do it all the time, even if you don't have one. I feel kind of like that's a waste of the ointment. I just wait until I get one and then treat it. I would ask your doctor if you have something like this, what the best course of action for you is. I hope that this is helpful and reassuring to people that might be going through this, because I know it's kind of embarrassing and it's actually quite painful, these things. It can be sort of depressing and disheartening, but there is treatment. So I hope you'll talk to your doctor and get what you need. Until next time, remember to love each other and be well.